It is the best show in town. It is the best LGBTQIA show. So darling, why haven't you subscribed? Monday to Thursday, bringing you breaking news wahala. On Friday, sex, education. And Saturday, burning questions. You know, all those questions you've been thinking of asking. Saturday is the day for you, darling. Ask your questions about religion, your questions about what you want to know about us, your question about anything. You can access anything on Saturdays doing burning questions. And you know one thing, you could to be the lucky winner to win our giveaways on Saturdays. And on Sundays, to crown it all, we have the market woman and shade girls. So darling, why do you want to miss out on all these interesting things? Help this channel by clicking the subscribe button.
It's a brand new episode of Breaking News Wahala. And I'm sure you guys are shocked to see me on your screen. You can tell me, welcome back, because I am back fully and finally. My name is Marvelous Achafu Kelechi, and I'm always joined by Chimerezi Henry Awunaya in our Toronto studios in Canada. Chimerezi, how are you doing? And it's nice to finally speak with you.
Good morning, Mr. Achafu. It is also nice to speak with you, troublemaker.
So as you guys can see, at least I now have a better, we're still getting there, we're still in progress, but at least you guys can see that there's a little bit of upgrade in the cameras, not like the ones that were faulty before, and noise reduction is very good now. Let's not sleep on the mic today. So today on the episode, what better way for us to start Breaking News Wahala with my comeback? With what better way, apart from a gossip way? So recently there's a story that has been trending and we decided to talk about it because this story is very hot. So what happened is that a community member, is almost like the Zamani's case. But what happened is that a community member they agreed on sex for pay, and they bargained. One of them's name is Israel Ukemi. Israel Ukemi called Dammy Good. Dammy Good is the BTM. Israel Ukemi is the top. So Israel Ukemi is one who came out first and posted the picture of Dammy Good and said Dammy Good is a thief. People should avoid Dammy Good, to stay away from Dammy Good. Dammy Good is evil, this and that, but he's thief, they should beware. Only for Dammy Good to respond, and Dammy Good said, no, I'm not a thief. That this person, Israel Ukemi, called me to his house and said we should have sex for money. And then doing the sex for money, they agreed on 10,000 naira to be paid. That 10,000 naira was what they started the bargain. That Dammy said that he should pay him 10,000, but they finally bargained and they set it on 5,000. And only for Dammy Good to perform his duties, right? It was sort of giving blowjob, the performance. And in the morning, that Israel who came in when it was time for payment, Israel bought her 200 naira at the payment. And Amigo said, is this a joke or is this something from a comedy movie? Or you say, sorry, sir, but my balance is still 4,800. Maybe you forgot the amount. He said only for, like, started making a scene. Amigo started to pull his cloth, started to make a scene, pull his cloth and scream and shout that no, today you must pay me. And only for Israel to run. He ran like a masquerade and left the scene. And Amigo said, no, this money is not enough. And he took his inverter from his house and he came online and he said, please, people should advise him that should he sell the inverter because he has to sell it. This person cannot go scot-free, this and that. So that's just the breakdown of it. And Amigo was asking for advice. You guys will see it on the screenshot. So Chimerezi, this is something that happens in the community. We hear it on a daily basis. It is rampant. We almost say we are tired of it. This is the same case of Zaman repeating himself. Chimerezi, what is your candid opinion on this issue? Let me first ask.
For me, it is what it is. I feel this time people should start taking, oral conversation very seriously, because even in the legal code, oral conversation or verbal agreement is one of the legal way of bargaining. And this is also a trust issue. If we start now saying, okay, I'll pay you this money, and we get there, or they get there and render services and they are not paid their appropriate money, then before you know, people will start taking things like this, which will encourage stealing. You will not know who is genuinely coming to do their services again and who is actually a thief. So I feel the first thing this community needs to do, we need to clearly define define who a thief is and who a sex worker is. A sex worker is not a thief. Now, when a sex worker comes into your house and then you breach that agreement and the sex worker collects your property, that is still not termed as theft because there was a breach in agreement, there was a breach in contract. So I feel what should happen is, in this case, that Migod is right for taking Israel's property to hold it as a ransom rather, to hold it as a random or a collateral. I think he should have that on property in his possession until the Israel pays him, because you don't want a situation where Israel comes back and say, okay, I have your 5,000, give me my inverter, or the inverter is even more than 5,000 or
Was
10,000. So
Chimeweze, was he right in taking the inverter in the first place?
yes,
Doesn't
he
that
was
make
very right. He was very
doesn't
right
that
in taking the
Chimeweze?
inverter in the
That
very
is theft.
first place because there was a breach of contract. You
Okay.
have to pay people their money. So, for example, if you took a loan from a bank and then you fail to pay the loan, the bank will come and seize your property, the collateral. So the collateral was anything he sees, and the contract was the services. Did he have sex with Dammy Good? Yes, he did. He already did his business. So if he had collected the 200, Dammy Good would have been left with only 200 naira, and that would have been a caricature. That is a distrust in goods and services, if we like it or not. But that is the truth.
Well, as people know, I don't support stealing. I don't endorse stealing. I'm not a
That
fan
is why
of
I first said there should be a clear definition of what stealing is
yeah.
and
I get
what
I,
possession of
I get your
collateral is. Dammy
yeah.
Gold possessed a
I get your
collateral. He did not steal.
I get your point. As people know again, I don't support stealing. Oh, sorry, I'm sure you guys can see now. As people know, I don't support stealing. I'm not a fan of people stealing. I'm not a fan of people taking people's things. But I support Dami Good. I stand by Dami Good. Because it's high time we need to start teaching some of these foolish tops a lesson of their lives. It's becoming very rampant these days that you see tops, they will bargain for money. Like the story I shared, you guys had an agreement for sex, and when you bring the person for sex, you will now say, "Oh, I thought it was a joke." What kind of foolish joke is that? Imagine you went to work. No, imagine you went to a job for a job and you worked for an entire month, or let's just say an entire day. And then after finish working, when it's time to collect your pay, the owner of the company says, "Oh, I thought you were a joke. I thought you were working for a joke. Or I thought you were joking about the work." How would you feel? Because sometimes people just do some foolish things and they expect that with money you should be calm with money. We cannot be calm with money. Please, when it involves money, people know that even family members they kill each other for money. Brother is poisoning themselves. Even people, even best friends, stab each other in the back because of money. Imagine a total stranger. Now imagine a total stranger that just wanted to patronize my, maybe was just interested in my pussy or in the dick. And then when I expect, oh, after performing all the whole night, overnight, oh, maybe they did like 10 rounds, pounding somebody's son. And at the end of the day, you don't want to pay him his money. No, that's not funny. That's not funny enough. And I'm sure that be good. To me, if I don't even care what I'm good does with the inverter. Because for that is it Isaac. For Isaac will make it, I be okay me, Isaac will kill me rather to run away. It shows that he's a loser. It shows that he's a chicken. It shows that what he did is wrong. If what you did, if you actually did the right thing, you should have stood with the BTM and said, "No, you will not carry my inverter." But for him to run away shows that he knows what he's doing. Probably he has been doing it for other BTMs before. When they try to make trouble with him, he will just run away. And when they run, the BTM will have no choice but to leave. But he met his match. You know, they say every day for thief, one day for the owner. I'm sure he met a mad person like Dammy Gold, who was basically moving mad, looking for who to even display the madness to. And he met Isaac and showed him the madness. And now his inverter is at what's his name? Is at Damigo's house. I'm sure Damigo self might even sell himself and use the inverter to probably feed himself and buy more lubricants to enjoy his life. But to me, just the honest fact is that me, I'm just happy that coming along the line, people might be shocked that, oh, I'm giving this opinion, but it's an opinion on it. If you have a deal with somebody, a deal should be a deal. I think committee members will need to start taking courses on how to start keeping to our word. You know, it's becoming very, very rampant among committee members. Where we promise heaven and earth, where would have bargains on things, where would have like even sometimes even written contracts, people will not abide to them. and they will not stand by them and just abandon them and feel like, oh, nobody can hold me to account. It's not just a BTM. All I need to do is just suppose that the person stole or the person is blackmailing me, and that's just it. All I need to do is go to JP Crime Fighter. JP Crime Fighter will post their picture, and everybody will label the person as a kid. But that has to stop. If you have a deal has to be a deal. That's what I have to say. Jimmy, is there anything you'd like to add before we move to our next story?
I just said we should keep to our words. Make sure that if you're bargaining with someone, you are honest, because most times these people you're having conversation have to travel. I don't even know if Damigo stays in the same city. So imagine Damigo had to travel from another state to come to you, and in the case we had previously, with Zamani, traveled, spent some money to get some accessories to make sure he gets to where you are, go through the stress of coming there, borrowing money, saying, okay, let me borrow some money. When I go do my job, I will pay you back. You don't know the level of debt that Migod was in and his expectation for that money. I feel you should have made it clear, Isaac, yes, Isaac, right? I feel Isaac, is it Isaac? I think Isaac should have made it clear from the one that, okay, CEO, I don't have 10,000. I don't have 5,000, but if you come, I will pay for your transportation and I'll take good care of you. I think Damigod would have been reasonable. No be by force. If somebody doesn't accept your offer, go to the next available person.
But Chimeze, is the unreasonable, I think the right word, you use the right word, is the unreasonable sense for me. How can you agree on 5,000 and you give the person 200? Isn't that wickedness?
That is wickedness. That is pure wickedness. That is why I said he should have just made the whole, being very plain and clear and said, I don't have the money, but if you come, this is what I can offer. There are sometimes you may not genuinely have money, but you have something to render, or you have like equivalent. Let it be that Damigo say, okay, fine, no, I know you don't have the money, I'll come based on this new agreement. But to deceive the person, I feel as if gold is just or whatever his name is, just a gold digger who got what he deserves. If I was even the person, if he sees even half of his property, if he sees half of his property, he should be grateful to God, and if his head is not broken. So I feel there are some people who would have done more. So some people don't try some people because we ain't got the patience. Like, Damigo was really, really good, and he just picked on your inverter, your television, and maybe some people would have come to your house and broken everything, and at the end of the whole day, anywhere that case is judged, you will know that you did the wrong thing. So let us be honest in this community. The second point is, let us respect our sex worker in the community. Sex work is a very tangible and reputable job. They have ensured sex workers should have a right of protection. There should be a guideline in our community protecting our sex workers and our porn stars. We treat them anyhow. We feel okay because they are everywhere and anybody treats them anyhow. That is the way they should be treated. And the earlier we open our eyes that the way we treat the least person in our community is the way all of us will be treated in one way or the other. So we should learn how to treat everybody in the community with equal respect and dignity.
A landmark hearing about Canada's prostitution laws will begin in Supreme Court next week. Right now in this country, it is not illegal to buy and sell sex. What is illegal is the pimps, the promotion of sex, and the brothels. As Mike Drolet reports, today sex workers from across the country rallied to fight to decriminalize all of those things.
Umbrellas up, I want to see that sexy red.
Underground no more. In rallies across Canada, sex workers wanted to make a statement ahead of Supreme Court of Canada arguments surrounding decriminalizing their industry.
I dreamt about being here 10 years ago. So I'm happy to see the hard work of everyone to get to this point that actually sex workers' voices are starting to be heard.
At issue is an Ontario Court of Appeal ruling that struck down key sections of the law regarding prostitution. It ruled prostitutes should be allowed to operate brothels in higher security, although they'd still not be allowed to offer their services on the street. For adult lounge owner Fatima Meshtab, it was a decision that brought Canada out of the dark ages.
They deserve the same rights and dignity as other workers. I consider it a job like any other job.
Now, there are two distinct groups within the sex trade industry, those that want the prostitution laws erased, and a much less vocal group which wants more government control. Their argument is that there is no way to ensure the safety within brothels other than to police them.
If it's an issue the government was hoping would stay in the shadows, sex workers weren't having it. A group of 3 forced the issue into the courts, arguing legalizing the trade would save lives, while the federal government argued prostitution was bad for society.
Criminalization is criminalization. It pushes sex work underground. And what we're saying is let sex work come above ground. Let sex work happen in a way that is under the control of sex workers to keep it safe.
Decriminalize now!
It was always expected the arguments around prostitution would end up in Ottawa, but regardless of which way it goes, it won't be the end of the battle. No doubt municipalities will have a say in how this all plays out.
Sex work under attack!
Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.
Thank you very much for that fantastic last words. Like what you said, sexual workers, they need their rights protected. Would stand by them, would stand by their rights being protected. Like what we say again, we do not endorse stealing for those that are deaf, because some people will still decide to be deaf and not listen to the part where we said that and still try and say, oh, we're endorsing. But what we support is the fact that if someone tramples upon your rights, tramples upon you, tries to bully you, or tries to make you, I'm trying to look for the right word, or is it belittled, or I'm trying to look for the word. When you bargain for something, the person feel like, oh, the person can cheat you. I think cheat is the word. Then show the person that you can be a bigger cheater than that person. You can play the cheating game with the person and show the person, even teach the person that I am the queen, I am nothing but the pawn in the cheating game. So that's just it for me. So, Chimeze, moving on to our other stories, we had a story on the, what's his name? Our Reverend Father, Reverend Jide, yes.
Yes, our Reverend Father Jide Macaulay turns, I think, 60. I can't remember, but yes, sorry, viewers, I can't remember how old he turns, but it will be right here. Yes, it is his birthday.
I think it was 60.
Yes, it was his birthday last week. We saw a lot of celebration. I expected the community to come out more, but you know, this community has a way of segregating who they want to praise and who they don't want to praise. But I feel he has been a source of inspiration. Even with his position during his birthday, he used this position to talk about what's happening in Ghana. We've run several stories about what's going in Ghana with the Ghana anti-gay law bill, or anti-gay law bill, which has been happening. I was really amazed to see him talk about it even this week with I think with the LGBTQ NGOs and organizations in Ghana. He's really hosting and he's still really helping to facilitate more conversation on this. And even from the clip we are going to be watching right here, you could see how he speaks about love.
We need to overtake the pain. We need to overtake so many things so that LGBT people, our families and friends, can have some peace in their lives. Well, you know, as a kind of wrap up this particular point, 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. Yes. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18, and I'll read from there. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not reached perfection in love. Verse 19 says, we love.
And I love that preaching, even though we don't have the full clip. We are trying to get the full clip, but his preaching about love is that love keeps no record of fear. And that was something that really touched me. And that is the honest truth. You know, these days, even talking about love, sometimes we are even scared to love because we're like, okay, what if I give out my all and Marvelous doesn't love me the way I love him? Love keeps no record of fear.
But I love you the way you love me now. You know I always love you, baby. So for me, I would just say Reverend Jide is someone that it's very close to home. We follow both of us on Instagram. I'm sorry you and Jide to follow yourself. We both follow each other on Instagram.
Yes, it was even the Reverend that helped me with my poem "I'll Be Man" and helped that poem go so far. He's been a source of inspiration.
Yeah, so it's been a source of inspiration for many community members. I would still love to work with him because I know I wrote to Reverend Jide that please, our YouTube channel would like to work with you, would like you to partner with us. He said he doesn't.
Let us not call him out in the open.
No, we're not calling out people, but that's why I'm still putting it out to you. And Vegeta, we still like to work with you, sir. No, then you didn't see. I think that we're still at 100. So why I'm living in Scotland, then we're, I think, about 200 subscribers or even 300. I can't remember, but we're like really low. So then we're just starting, but now, if we meet people now, people will take us much more seriously. So it's one I love, it's close to heart. It's very hard being a reverend and at the same time being gay. Not only anywhere in the world, just cut across because there are a lot of LGBTI community members who hate Christianity or the Christian folks because they feel like homophobia is strong or even the strongest in Christianity or in the Christian religion. So they basically hate anyone who practices that religion. They call you all sort of names. They say you are brainwashed. Some say that you need therapy. Some say you need help. Some say they are just fools. Some say go under the law that hates you. But it's nice that we see people that are what's the word?
Please
That
let us call the person in. We
my
know
dear,
who said that.
there's no need to call people. Different people have said different things. But what I feel is that as a community member that you are in that Christendom or in that Christian society, it's not easy. And I'm really happy that that a lot of people have taken that step to change things. Because I tell people like Prayers for Bobby, for example, it was based on a true life story, but it's actually a movie. And sometimes I just wonder that what would that woman, the mother of Bobby, had become? I can't remember her name again. I remember her name before, but I've forgotten. What would she have become if she had not met that Reverend Father that actually recommended? I'm trying to remember the answer. I don't know. Before I knew even the name of the church, but the church that recommended her to actually get, like, she went to the church and they told her about being gay. That is it, gay sanctuary. I can't remember the name again. But they told her about the gay community. They really helped her and they made her see the light. And she ended up becoming one of the strongest activists for the LGBTI community member. Imagine someone who is not even LGBTQI, just because her son died, her son committed suicide, rather, jumped from the that youth bridge in the US. And she
I
said
feel
that
that
this
should
one,
be one of our burning questions. I
yeah,
think this should be one to become burning question because, like, sorry to cut you short. I feel most parents realize like they could have had a better time with their children when they are they are children. You're getting their offspring have committed suicide or they have died or they've cut off of them. I feel we should realize that not everybody. You don't need to wait. Any parents watching and you're wondering or you have a child who is square, I feel make the best opportunity. We have just this life once to have this relationship with our children, to have this relationship with our family, and most of our family members only come to that realization once the harm has been done and you cannot reverse that. That is one thing I learned from that Bobby story. Back to you, Mr. Jeff.
okay, that's just it, Jay. I feel like for me, that's just the thing. It's a really, really deep conversation, like something that is deep. But just in scratching the surface, I'm just happy that LGBTI community members now are now embracing their faith and knowing that no matter which faith you are, Islamic, Christianity, Buddhist, traditionalist, Shango worshiper, whatever you are, you can be whatever sexuality you have, gay, lesbian, whatever, and still be stand with each other and still show love, show kindness. Because I always like what I always say, there are no bad religion, only bad people, only bad practice. Love each other.
Bobby's death was the direct result of his parents' ignorance.
So moving on to what we did over the weekend quickly, what did you do over the weekend? I'm very tempted to hear what you did over this weekend. What happened? Who did you have fun with? Just chase me. What happened?
Over this weekend was stressful, and you and I know what made it stressful. So yeah, this weekend I learned how to deal with stress a lot. I learned about stress management, which is very, very important as you begin to evolve and as you begin to grow, because there are
Hope
so
you are
many.
not trying to shade me. Hope you are not. Oh my goodness.
There are some stress that can never leave your life because you love, the stress. So I learned how to deal with healthy stress. That this weekend, that was what I did, and I worked and I went on set. As we have it again, we're still working on our movie. It takes a lot to develop a movie. If you've never done a feature movie, oh my God, this is like week three, not like, but week three into the movie. But this is almost a month or 2 months into our movie. So we are trying to do everything to make sure our movie is up and we are giving in the best, which is an inspiration. And far from that, again, we weren't available last week, but we also had our own short movie in Q Talks too. So it was all about work, learning, and unlearning from me and dealing with family. You're getting and friends. So what did you get to do, Mr. Achafo?
What I got to do over the weekend, people know it was stressful too for me as usual, and we know who also caused the stress. But moving on, like we say again, we only move forward, we never move backward. But over the weekend, I was really, really happy that Saturday, no, it was not Saturday, Sunday, I attended a community member's birthday party at the beach, and it was really, really nice. It really, really made me just become much more, what's this word, open. Because guess what? I met the person in the morning on Tinder. And the person just invited me, like, yo, I'm having my birthday party today. I would love you to come. And I just said, oh, no problem, I'll come. And I went with a friend of mine too that came around. Was not planning on going for the birthday party at the beach, but I convinced him. And we went. We had our haircuts. And we just went. It was a nice time at the beach. Some of them will see the video. It was nice. But the favorite thing was I left early. Not because I wanted to leave early. But my friend was complaining that he has to leave early because he has a lot of things. And I had to follow him because I'm like supposed to escort him just as a friend now, those friend kind of things. But it was just nice. It was just Sunday. Sunday was like the limelight for me. From Saturday and Friday, it was just basically just me alone watching movies. And I finally just had an opportunity to finally, at least, my fans didn't come true. At least the love of my life came true in getting me a temporary phone. And I'm just happy that for now, this one is temporary, but this is an upgrade. It's where we get to the better upgrade, which is going to be probably one of the best phones, or even maybe a camera. But I'm just happy that this weekend and this week is starting off very, very well. So that's just it. So guys, 2 minutes, do the justice on this episode. So just do the
Please
justice.
always and again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You've been seeing it in the beginning of this video and the end, and you still haven't subscribed. Are you a witch? Subscribe! It is free. Subscribe and share. Please, we love you to comment. We want to know what you think about this episode. Your suggestions are really, really there. Please, 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 please. Always check on one another. Like we learned this week, celebrate people, celebrate those who are doing good, especially like Jide McCollin. Please send your wishes and your comments to him. If you want to know, his Instagram will be with the video. And peace out.
Thank you very much. See you next episode. See you guys later. Peace out.
It is the best show in town. It is the best LGBTQI issue. So darling, why haven't you subscribed? Monday to Thursday, bringing you breaking news Valhalla. On Friday, sex, education. And Saturday, burning questions. All those questions you've been thinking of asking. Saturday is the day for you, darling. Ask your questions about religion, your questions about what you want to know about us, your question about anything. You can access anything on Saturdays doing burning questions. And one thing, you could be the lucky winner to win our giveaways on Saturdays. And on Sundays, to crown it all, we have the market woman and shade price. So darling, why do you want to miss out on all these interesting things? Help this channel by clicking the subscribe button.